PumpFun. Seems like we're live on Telegram also. Okay, great. And let me see if I can get... Yeah, we'll stream the desktop as well. Share screen. Telegram. Let's see, make sure it's the right one. Share screen. There we go. Fabulous. Let's see how we're doing on X. Yeah, we're live. Okay, so we're live on all three platforms. Just going to do it exactly the same as yesterday. So we're broadcasting on X. There's a chat box there so people can ask questions. Broadcasting also on PumpFun. Again, there's a chat window there where you can ask questions. And I've opened a voice chat in Telegram. So VC in Telegram, so you can actually speak in the Telegram version and ask questions there, which is t.me UpScalp portal is how you access that. So yeah, if you have questions that you want to ask, the floor is open there. Apart from that, I'm going to just do a typical update that I usually do. Talk about the work I've been doing today and what's on the plan for the rest of the week. It was an extremely busy day in my real life, unfortunately, so I had an awful lot of work that I was doing. I tried to keep putting a message or two in the Telegram group still every once in a while to keep that active and try and post a few tweets if I can. But as I was telling the Telegram group, I was really just bouncing from call to call today. It was extremely busy. So yeah, it's a gorgeous day here, but I didn't get to go outside at all because it was just call after call after call, and then trying to do some dev work in between, trying to get some other things done too. Yeah, it's still all API bot really. That's where I'm focusing at the minute. So just yeah, we'll take from the top as I guess it's a while since I've done it. UpScalp is a futures trading signals bot. It gives you signals for future trades, primarily to help you make gains, but also very, very importantly to help you reduce your risks. So to avoid unnecessary risks. There are three products. I'm going to just scroll down to where the products are. Yeah, so we have a light bot, which is free during the duration of the hackathon. Anyone can use it. It gets 30% of the signals that the premium bot gets, and it gets a range of market summaries and other types of notifications that, again, help you be more aware of the context of the market and hopefully protect yourself. Today's pretty bad, actually, so I've definitely been noticing that from the logs and the data. Extreme volatility makes it very, very difficult to trade futures. So the quality of the signals is probably low today. Might as well be as transparent as possible about this. So I definitely do try to be as transparent as I can. Yeah, it's not great, but the reason why I can say that is unlike other products, UpScalp also has 50-50. It's divided between help you make gains, but also help you avoid dumb risk. Avoiding that dumb risk is such an important part of this product. And I was chatting in the Telegram group yesterday about how sometimes not making a trade is the best move, and how that can be an expensive lesson, that can be a very difficult lesson to learn. And UpScalp is almost like a shortcut to that because it does it for you. It has that experienced trader know-how built in, so it protects you in times when really the best move is to not trade at all. So yeah, if you become aware of experienced traders, if you follow them, if you see how they behave, if the setups are not there, they don't act, they wait. And that can be so hard when you're a new trader. Of course, you want to be making trades, you want to be involved, you think that's the way to learn, I guess. But definitely a very important lesson which UpScalp will help you with is that there are times when it's better to avoid trading. And right now we're kind of in one of those periods just because the setups are not there. The volatility is huge, especially yesterday. It was very, very bad. And in those conditions, you're better off actually saving your powder, really. Save your funds for better times. Your likelihood of losing your funds in a period like this is extremely high. So that's what those extra notifications are. UpScalp Premium, then you need 5 million tokens of the UpScalp token to get access to it. You get full flow, you get those kind of warnings again, that again, it's that experienced trader know-how delivered to you. But you also get other warnings as well, like you get exposure warnings, you get watch list. The watch list is very important. It shows you which tokens or which pairs are on a streak. In other words, like 3 or 4 wins in a row, they're labeled as hot. If they're having 3 or 4 losses in a row, they get labeled as cold. So that watch list is extremely helpful again, and it also is displayed on each individual signal too. They get labels. If something is hot, it's actually labeled for you there, so it's much easier to see. Yeah, if something is currently on a streak, because again, just from academic research that I did, it's a very strong indicator that if a token is on a streak, more often than not, that streak tends to continue. So that's kind of quick overview of those two, and then that I was mentioning that where I am today is really focused on the API product, which is the automated trading product. So that would be where you create an API key on a futures trading platform like Binance Futures or Hyperliquid or Blowfin, and then that allows this product, UpScalp API, to connect to your futures account and to trade automatically for you. So it uses the signals that the UpScalp Premium bot generates to trade automatically. So that's where I'm spending most of my time at the minute, because I've promised that I will deliver it within 5 weeks to make it public. So that's still on track for that. So right now it's the choppy conditions like this. So where we are right now, where there's huge amount of volatility, where the bot is struggling at the minute is I have an automated system to enable and disable the various strategies that the trading bot uses. So if a strategy falls below 55% win rate, it gets automatically disabled, so it won't trade for you. And then there's also a system that, like, when it starts to get hot again, a certain strategy, that it gets re-enabled. But in a choppy market like we're in today, these flips are really making it difficult for the bot to react. So I've been doing some research, I've doing some testing. I'm running some testing right now for the next 24 hours actually, to see if I can optimize this. So for example, if a strategy gets removed and then it starts running hot, that it gets re-enabled quicker, because I've been noticing that, say, it could take 6 or 7 wins at the minute for some of the strategies before they get re-enabled. So obviously that's 6 or 7 wins that you miss out on. So it's vital really to get this nailed. So yeah, I have been working on that this morning. I've set up 2 independent tests that will take 24 hours to run, and hopefully they will give me some direction on how I can improve this enablement and disablement. So it always begins this way with me. I always lean towards safety first. So I always lean towards being aware of the risks. So I make it stricter than perhaps it needs to be initially, and then I use testing to find that balance between opportunity and risk. So that's where I'm at the minute. So I've implemented these things that are possibly too restrictive, or possibly too careful, and now it's a very subtle, very gentle process of unwinding them, so that I end up with that optimized balance of risk and reward. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. If I look at the Jira board, I don't think there was anything really. Yeah, it was related to this one that's in testing, but it's even more than that. I added more to that today. So basically, it's this switching on and off of strategies depending on how their win rates are on any given moment. Really, this check runs every 15 minutes, I think. So I actually need to check that. I'm not sure if I've set it that fast, but it's optimized to disable or re-enable strategies depending on their success rates, basically. And yeah, so a little bit too careful maybe at the minute, but I'm finding that balance between them. As you can see here, it's in testing. It'll be testing till almost this time tomorrow. Actually, I'm running a 24-hour test on 2 different areas of this system. With a bit of luck, we'll end up with something that will help us have something more robust and more efficient. Yeah, so that's where I'm at the minute. trying to think, was there any other work I was doing today? Yeah, if someone was asking about, I'm just going to go to the community chats, which was in Telegram this morning. So we were having a lot of discussion about advertising the project. I haven't actually done, say, simple things that I really should have done, like CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. I just, in this rush of the hackathon and really being focused on that, I've kind of forgotten about these typical DeFi degen things to do. So I need to do a few of them. And then someone was asking about AMAs speaking more publicly in bigger groups and things like that, and that is definitely on the cards. So it's actually a really, really good coincidence today that someone was asking that question, because at the minute I'm looking at that. So something that I mentioned, I think last week, that I will be looking to do more. It's something that I put off a little bit because for the hackathon, PumpFun have said it's better to be building in public. It's essential to be building in public, rather. So I think doing these live streams every day where I talk about the work I'm doing and sometimes deploy features live on screen, and discussing the work that's coming, and in particular discussing how I'm listening to the community and I'm building things for them. I think that's more important than AAs at the minute. But I've done them in the past. I've done them for other projects, and I attend AMAs all the time as well to listen in to how other projects are doing it. Generally on spaces on Twitter, on X rather, these days. But also Telegram AMAs sometimes too. So yeah, I'll definitely be looking at that. There was one, yeah. Won't say too much more about that, but yeah, they're on the cards, and very, very soon, I would say. So I'll probably have to start adding some like marketing items here to this backlog too, as well, to show that like there are things from the marketing aspect that I am looking at too. There are things that are fundamental, I guess. There are a bunch of fundamental things that I'm going to be doing from a marketing perspective that I haven't done yet. It's a balance, I guess, between the development side and the marketing side. Just, I guess, on a good point, a nice note to add today is I was just checking on users, and we gained like another 3 or 4 users today, which is amazing. So wonderful. So another few people who bought their 5 million tokens and who have gained access to the UpScalp premium bot. So I'm delighted about that. Always nice to see those numbers going up, and also nice to see we haven't lost any users since launch. I think it was maybe 2 to 3 days after launch, there were some people sold, and with this UpScalp access bot that I built, they get automatically removed from the premium bot, so they lose access automatically, which I think is fair. I don't think it'd be fair to say buy your 5 million tokens, get access to the bot, and then sell and try to keep access. So that's not what happens. You lose access, and it's only been three users since launch, which is amazing, and none in whatever 10 days, 11 days. So delighted with that. So the user retention is really, really high, and the fact that we're gaining a few users every day is really, really good. Delighted with that too, because obviously that improves the market cap and the foundation that the market cap has. So yeah, that's kind of where we are today. I did notice that, let me see, there was nothing in Telegram, but I think that there were some notifications on X. I'm just going to have a quick look at them and see was there anything here. No, just yeah, it was interesting to look at X. I do try to keep an eye on items related to the hackathon, and I just noticed there today that Birdseye are going to, Birdseye seems like they have a new offshoot called Birdseye Data, and they're going to give $50,000 in credit to the projects that win the PumpFun Hackathon. So I think we'll probably see more and more things like that. Like this hackathon, it's certainly the highest amount of money that I've seen for any hackathon. I've seen there was another one, the Coliseum one, but their top prize was 250,000 and it was one prize, whereas PumpFun is offering 12 of those same value prizes. And I did see some others like from Solana and Avalanche and a few others, but again, the prize money or what they were offering was so much less than the PumpFun one. So it does seem like other companies are going to use the PumpFun Hackathon to get in some free advertising for themselves by offering things to PumpFun Hackathon entrants and also to the winners. So yeah, that Birdseye one is pretty massive, and I co-tweeted them because for product number 4, there's going to be 5 products in this product family. For product number 4, I could absolutely use that. That infrastructure grant would be fabulous, would be really, really helpful. So yeah, I quote tweeted them just to say exactly that. But to get that, it's only for the 12 that win, so it's like a double prize, I guess now. But yeah, I think we're going to see an awful lot more things like that. Um, Speaking of, yeah, I was talking to PumpFun support 2 days ago, just to mention that yeah, they confirmed that our entry is in, everything is fine there. But I was just because I'm curious when the next winners are going to be announced. It's been a few days now since they announced a winner. I guess it was a little bit odd that they decided to announce some of the winners before the closing date for entries. That was a little bit weird. So there was Opal and Zeoth were the two that have been awarded the prizes so far, but both of them were pretty early. They were actually like, I think it was before I entered even, I think Zeoth had gotten theirs. So like that's talking 18 days ago at this point. Odd, not a lot of competitions that you see where they start giving out the prizes before the closing date, but there you go. This is the way the PumpFun one is working. So I'm very, very eager to hear who they go for next. I really hope that they announce them soon again, because obviously now it's been quite a while, say like a week and a half, maybe nearly 2 weeks since they announced any winner. So yeah, fingers crossed it's time that they'll take a look at them. I did see that they were tweeting some interesting stuff yesterday. They were saying that the building and public aspect is really important, which is what I was saying a minute ago. But it was actual PumpFun staff on their on their X accounts, saying that they're really watching out for teams that are building in public. That's why I feel that this stream here is so important, that I come on every day, I talk about exactly what I was working on that day, talk about what's coming up, what work I'm looking at to do next, and then show how I'm using the feedback from the community as well to work on it. Yeah, which we got the 2 suggestions yesterday, which are on the backlog there. I say the one there, the paper trading, and I moved the investing in gold into the to-do list. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today, where I'm at. As for yesterday, like I'll probably just leave this open for a little while I continue to work on the API bot work that I'm doing, which is strategy, enablement, and disablement, the automated system after that I'm refining that. So I'll probably go back to that. But yeah, happy to answer any questions if anyone has any. Let me just go back here on X. Just gonna refresh rather, just to review to see if there was anything. Nope, doesn't look like it. Notifications. No, there's some more likes. Okay, Grant. Telegram, nobody. And let's have a look on PumpFun just to check. Grant. Yeah, so what I'll probably do is just like yesterday, because this particular work I'm doing needs me to focus a lot. Needs me to be really focused on what I'm doing, because I need to basically the automated processes that I have set up are running research for me right now. They're investigating our logs, the UpScalp data that gets generated and logged each cycle that it runs through, and they're also doing the academic research and industry research that I basically have this system built of like a 5-phase research process, and one of the stages is searching for relevant academic research, for example, and I need to read the results basically of what that analysis is doing, and it's very hard to do on stream because it's hard to concentrate on it. So what I'll probably do is I will wrap it up there, I'd say, for today. Again, really appreciate if you took the time to listen in today. I really appreciate that. Definitely feel free to join our Telegram group, t.me/UpScalp portal. That's one word, UpScalp portal, and ask questions there. Or if you want to ask me questions on X, I'm always there as well. Always checking in throughout the day. And that's it. So we're really hit the ground running again this week with something very important, very critical to getting the project up and running. API bot, to get that live, the UpScalp API bot, to get that out to the public. Need to nail this and make sure that it's as effective as it possibly can be. So I'll be back again tomorrow for another update. I would say it'll be around this time again. This time suits me. It's a good time. Hopefully it suits you too. If it doesn't, let me know and I will look for other times. But again, really appreciate it. Thanks very much for checking in on this building in public for the PumpFun Hackathon. Talk to you again tomorrow. Thanks.